It wasn't the slap that stunned me, not the sharp sting on my face, not the burst of laughter, not even the slap itself, open-handed, deliberate, theatrical, like some grotesque stage trick. It was the clapping, her hands coming together, not out of shock, not in defense, but like she'd been waiting for this moment, the climax of a cruel joke, and I was the punchline. Her brother just stood there, chest rising and falling, his breath reeking of whiskey and smug bravado. Roughly 55 people in the room, maybe more, eyes fixed, whispers spreading. I didn't say a word, didn't flinch, didn't touch my cheek. I looked at her. She tilted her head and gave a crooked smirk, like a cat watching a wounded bird struggle. "Serves you right," she said, like I wasn't her husband, like I was some servant who'd forgotten his place. I didn't argue, didn't make a scene. I walked out, silent. By midnight, I had made 3 phone calls, one for truth, one for access, one for erasure. Their carefully built world started rotting from within that same night. Go back 5 weeks. The first red flag was how she started locking her phone. Not just a new passcode, but how she turned the screen away from me. Smooth, intentional, practice. Her perfume changed too. Something sweeter, more cloying, not for me. And then her brother began appearing more. Unannounced, staying late, laughing too loudly at jokes that weren't his. One day, I came home early and heard them in the kitchen. Her voice low, his even lower. When the silence hit the moment they realized I was there, it told me more than words could. "Just giving her a hand with the dishes," he said, still gripping a wine glass. She wouldn't meet my gaze. I told myself it was nothing. I wanted it to be nothing. But suspicion doesn't die. It grows, feeds, mutates. I didn't confront her. I observed, waited. Predators roar. Hunters wait. 3 days after the slap, while she was in the shower, I took her phone. Face ID was gone. A passcode now. I didn't bother cracking it. I had something better. She had no idea the backup software was still running. A hidden archive syncing every photo, every message, every call to a private drive. Years of data. I started reading from the beginning. They were cautious. Spoken code. No images, but patterns betray secrets. Her brother used a burner. She called him Monarch. He called her Velvet. Vile, but it went beyond betrayal. It was theft. My money, my accounts. They were skimming. Expenses disguised as business costs. Luxury purchases redirected to P.O. boxes. I oversaw the accounts. She knew I wouldn't dig too deep. On the 6th day, I found the proof. A blurry selfie. The 2 of them in our bed. He was shirtless. She was beaming. Time-stamped. Geotagged. Their arrogance made it easy. I didn't yell. Didn't slam the laptop shut. I just sat still. Hands clasped. Heart steady. I had everything I needed. I wasn't going to confront her. I was going to undo her. I printed 3 photos and paired them with 3 document packets. Bank records, transcripts, logs. One set for each of the numbers I called. I waited. She came home humming, dropped her bag, kissed the cheek her brother had slapped. I gave her the envelope. No words. She opened it slowly, already sensing the shift in energy. Page 1, page 2, then the photo. Her fingers quivered. She didn't say anything. I looked at her, not with rage, but with something colder. Final. She opened her mouth, then shut it again. I walked past her and left the room. Eventually, she followed. I never looked back. 3 days later, the IRS froze her assets, not mine. I had moved my funds 2 weeks before that night. The joint account was shut down. An anonymous fraud report triggered the flag. Her brother got picked up on an old warrant. I gave him the number tied to his burner and the stolen car transactions, my card. I sat in the corner of a cafe, sipping coffee, watching as they handcuffed him. She called me 34 times. then stopped. She lost her job. I'd sent the evidence to her employer, embezzlement from client funds. They took it seriously. I never spoke a single word, because silence echoes louder than screams. It forces them to sit with the sound of their own guilt. I don't miss her, and I don't hate her either. Hate burns. She's not worth the flame. What I feel is clean, cold, like ice spread thin across still water. She revealed who she really was, and I paid attention. Now, she lives among the ruins she created. And me, I live quietly, freely, at peace. And the next time I hear applause, it'll be from my own two hands.